I think this is going to be an insane tank matchup. Super Gomez is a really great tank player, and so is Castle.
I think across the board outside of that. For me,
I think Mexico's going to win.
I think Sigma's stronger.
To be honest,
right
I think actually Team
if you were
Mexico's going to win.
Like say like who is the strongest tank in the game, like overall, I think Sigma right now takes the cake. But I'm curious your POV.
Yeah, look, I think he does well with a lot of pressure being put on him here. You see this first thrust from Mexico? Castle's so durable, and still Colombia able to repel them. I think Immortality Field...
So like I said, I think Colombia's going to win. Like,
the amount of time that you can buy yourself for that incremental damage, and also the crack control via accretion is really important. Colombia here, send drummer forward, and Paulette, they cannot handle the heat there. It will be a good start.
I just should stop talking,
for me, if you have a like Immortality Field in the mix, right, and then Sigma rotates their cooldowns like properly. I mean, he doesn't even need to do that properly, right? I mean, with like a kinetic grasp with some bastion damage, other stuff, like he can just live. It feels like forever. Where the Orisa like spear spin fortify, and then like you're in a lot of trouble.
And Matrix is up for both our team players here, and look at how aggressively Colombia are pushing Mexico away from that Immortality Field. But Mexico try and flip the fight with an air matrix of their own. Palette, they're going to be caught inside the Gravitic Flux, and Super Gomez very comfortable there. What a nice little three-piece.
Colombia is coming off their South Korea loss, and they are looking strong, bro.
To allow him to have great.
That's why I rooted for them to win this match.
They sped in with this Sigma setup behind the window.
Yeah, typically like a Sigma, you wouldn't really kind of have like a Lucio with like a speed boost in, right? But start to cut down so much damage as we got a artillery early here.
He went for the Orisa on artillery.
Don't protect you from that cannon barrage. They just send you up into the path of those mortar shells. But
Mexico's going to have beat here, so should have an advantage.
Double May wall here thrown out. Neither team really having their advance prevented, and the sound barrier now going to come out from Soap. But this is
I think this is probably going to be one of the best games here today, though.
For Colombia's already out of the picture now. The Blizzard also thrown down. Mexico investing
there you go. There you go.
They'll get what they came for sure, but sound barrier and Blizzard get expended.
See, told you guys, Team Mexico's going to win.
Connects with everybody on the team. The Blizzard thrown in after that. Colombia, I feel like it's going to be okay with this, though, right? I mean, you give up the point, you get 80%. You come back, you're going to be able to build up like Blizzard Ant Matrix beat of your own. You think you don't need to use all of those to flip the point back, and then they're in a spot to win it. But look at this. It looks like Mexico in a little bit sneaky.
I like this. Trying to catch Colombia coming out of spawn. This is how you buy some time and blink that clock down. Drummer taken down. Angel Volado able to connect there, and he
nice. Nice from Mexico.
Can't even stand.
Wait! Why is Colombia using their May ult? Wait, there's no way they actually bring it back. I thought he wasted that.
Colombia have a chance to get back towards the point here. They
no, that was a wasted ult, I think.
Yeah, they'll have a player advantage on point.
Yeah, that's interesting. That you catch a few players off guard. This will be Angel Volado with an artillery here. Sound barrier comes in for Colombia. Connects with 3.
Bixby almost overextending there, able to get back just in time. Ice block absolutely crucial for Chobolux there to stay in the fight.
They almost flipped it. They almost flipped it. They didn't flip it yet, though.
Want to get a piece of this point. They still
that's a huge flux from Super Gomez. Oh my.
And as they come down, Cersei and Mixby able to finish the job. Another huge Sigma play from Super Gomez.
Oh my, that was a big. I told you guys, my team Colombia is going to win.
Keep you alive, right? But it doesn't keep everybody topped up in terms of health. People still drop down to the ground after that flux basically dead. Looks like someone trying to get on here to contest. Maywall comes in. Oh, comes from underground. Just gets beaten up.
Well, what goes up must come down, Matt. 99% here for Colombia and Mexico. Only have 3 players to work with. Castle under a lot of pressure now, trying to find at least something on Drummer. Hug also staying alive and gets a regenerative burst just in time. Meanwhile, Super Gomez, more solo kills for him. And a great start here for Colombia, working this Sigma composition and great defensive utility to give them enough time.
Who's this guy right here?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? The Orisa, I don't feel like has the sturdiness to kind of like battle the Sigma comp. Quite frankly, I think like the one tank that you kind of...
Okay, he looks very happy playing.
Like Doom, right? If you want to play aggressive, like circumvent the Sigma, like go around, right? You think that could be the answer, but...
Are they all
you want to play
separate
Bastion
rooms,
May?
though? Or are they together? They're all in the same...
It looks like Mexico to make the change.
They're all in the same room. So they have a desk here and a desk here. And they're basically looking at each other while playing. It's like a LAN. They're playing basically on a LAN, but not on the stage. The stage is the top 18. This is the top 16.
the Sojourn matchup be really, really important between France and Japan on this stage, especially with these Sigma
No, in all
setups. You can have a
seriousness,
lot of
no,
space,
I
a lot of
think
room
Mexico's
to
gonna
breathe
bring this
here.
back.
So
Yeah, both
you
teams
really
really
need to
strong,
be
though. I
delivering
like
on this
both
Sojourn if
teams'
you're going to be
players.
facilitated to that degree.
The damage output though is so strong though from Colombia, right? With Drummer on the Bastion, like the amount of shield pressure and just, you know, overall, it's gonna really, you know, test Mexico's healing resources. Right there, Drummer gonna get that first pick.
Yeah, you mentioned that damage output, and yeah, tactical grenade, pretty nasty. Again, Angel Velado playing this off angle for most of that fight, but the sideline isn't perfect, and there's no ability to really manufacture those insta-kills via railguns. Colombia, for the most part, ignoring the Sojourn outside of sending Mixfeed back to check, which is pretty frustrating. You need your key DPS player from Mexico to have big impact here, even early in the fight. Super Gomez, maybe slight overextension there into Mexico's immortality field. Castle able to deal with Cersei, and Mixfeed is on the run.
Wow, great.
Colombia, but
Good stuff. Good
Mexico
stuff.
bite them in.
One of my biggest
some really nice
things
healing
that I like
there,
about
able to
this
keep Castled
in
up.
this series
I
right
don't know
now
if
is
you caught
both
it,
teams
where
are going
Castled
back and
does that,
forth,
like,
bro.
a
One
little
team
bit
wins
less
one
than
team fight, the other
a
team wins the
half
next
HP
team
sort
fight.
of kinetic
I like
grasp,
this.
and, like,
It's basically
his
like
health bar
a
just jumped up. I mean, just ate up a
like a
ton
tug-of-war
of damage
stalemate.
there. Is Mexico gets a flip, and they'll have an Ant Matrix here to work with.
Decent spot for it as well. Palet throws it down here, ideally to boost that healing as fighting comes to a head. Drummer comes out of that assault configuration now, looks ahead to the lower ground, but sees a Sigma in the way. They're just
Oh, that's huge.
Nothing you can do about that one, and a beautiful gravitic flux from Castle to seal the deal. That's 2 consecutive fight wins for Mexico.
Yeah, it looks like Mixfeed and Cersei
Wait,
were
did they
actually
use
stuck
Window that
in the
fight?
blizzard
Did they
in the
use Window
flux.
Flux and
their
Mayo?
bodies like didn't really go up that
That's what
much,
they
but
did?
still took the damage from that flux, and the blizzard was coming in.
I think
so
that's too
Mexico,
much.
2 quick fights in a row, and they all jump up to 50%.
Did USA play already now?
Sound barriers here
next
for
game.
both sides. But Ant Matrix really paying off by Palet. They threw that down on the top of the point here, and it was really important to deal with that alpha strike damage that came through from Colombia as they aggressively postured.
Oh, that's a nice ult.
Angle here with that overclock. Mayball
Dolphin,
comes out
man.
though into Velado now, and he has the one target to go for, and that's probably not the one you want to face down at that range. Drummer looking imperious as the sound barrier came down. Sopa, not sure what happened there. Not ideal here for Mexico. Super Gomez looks to try and pressure that point in. Chobo
Nice
behind.
rock.
It's an accretion coming his way. Sigmas now want to face off here. Bear in mind, Mexico still have control of the point after those key couple of fights. Colombia need to try and close this out.
They're actually
But Angel
bringing it
Velado
back.
still
That's crazy.
uncontested,
Colombia
playing
had
for
the
that
ult
high ground.
advantage.
They'll get another one.
Yeah, I mean, he can't take the fight against like Drummer and the Bastion, right? But like in those off angles, like he's able to put down significant amounts of damage. As Mexico looking to tie it up.
The low ground at Cersei coming forward. No blizzard available here.
Did he Ajax?
The strike from Drummer doesn't find any purchase, and Cersei had to go and stall. That was the only option that Colombia had. It's such a long walk back. That accretion is perfect.
This is a
Mixed
great
never had a chance
matchup.
to alight on the point. And Mexico, after a slower start, looking much more comfortable here now in the Sigma mirror.
Yeah, no, Colombia did a really good job pushing the pace early on, and then once Mexico got control of the point, that was it. They were never able to get in position as the Drummer at the start was able to get control of that like top bridge area, I would say, and put down some damage. But after that, we're not able to get that Bastion back in position. So see if there's any comp change. Looks like Colombia, they are fully committed. Mexico,
I told you guys,
some
I'm
changes.
staying by my. I was doing it for the memes, but I'm Team Mexico.
Okay.
I think Mexico is probably
We've seen this before.
like a little stronger. I think it
Obviously
does
from
come
Team
up
Japan,
to the
some
tank
teams just don't
matchup,
like
castled
opting
against
into the
Super
Sigma
Gomez
mirror.
though.
It's probably very positional. It really
Even the
requires you to
DPS.
control that high ground, and if you don't have a Lucio, you just don't have the chance to really fight for it.
I think the
Not
DPS and
nearly as
the
quickly.
tank matchups.
Here come Mexico.
The
So I like
supports are
this here.
both
The
really
Echo
good on
Trace, we've
each
seen this
team.
a bunch from some teams. Very different comps now.
And I think if you're going to play Echo Tracer, the tank to play with it is the Doom. Specifically against these types of comps, Doom has superior mobility, really to even like a Winston and Ball at this point. Even Diva, right? Being able to use the Seismic Slam or the Punch to get out of harm's way.
Angel Velado's made his way around the backside here on that Tracer.
Nice sleep.
Sleep on Drummer. Looked like that was inside assault configuration as well, so really limiting the DPS output of Colombia in that moment. Cersei is able to poke freely, but maybe doesn't realize the pressure is coming towards him over on the point. And Choblox is able to get in there and extract Hug. with that focusing beam and Drummer's so low, just a strong wind would blow
I told
over.
you.
This is
See,
a
the
great look
difference
from Mexico.
between
They
this
are
chat is that
playing
you guys have to
multiple
know,
axes here.
Koth
in
maps are not
Colombia,
really
right,
like
they're kind of just playing
a lot of
pretty
strat.
much
It's just
together
basically
around
team
the corner.
deathmatch.
Mexico's
The
totally
next
okay with them
match is
playing
what's
that type
gonna
of
be
style
really
because they want to
interesting
like
to
poke
watch.
from every direction, right? They want to have Angel Volato on one side, they want to have the Echo on the other, like Castle, you know, just jumping in, putting down some damage, maybe getting a stun off. Now it'll be Colombia with a. Now we're gonna get like a full-on mirror matchup.
Pulse bomb here for the Brig. Easy decision to make, but it comes up short and Hug's able to shield. It doesn't matter though, because Angel Volato wraps around the back and gets it done the old-fashioned way.
Oh, I love the Tracer matchups.
Hug ain't going nowhere right now. 28% and counting here for Mexico, and good old-fashioned Tracer flank pays off.
Look at it. This
at
man
least,
is
you know,
focused. He's not
give him a
talking.
heal or
He's not
something.
calming.
Little
He's
heal.
focused, bro. Look at this guy.
Maybe a little shot, maybe a little bio grenade there.
But I mean,
going his way.
That's how I play
At the
DPS
same time,
in
Super Gomez, I think, is gone
tournaments
in,
and
so
whatnot. I don't
makes
talk.
me,
I listen to the comms.
Absolutely elsewhere at that moment. So I'm definitely left on an island there. Make no mistake.
Things is probably like, look, if I help you, there's a chance I die. So you figure that out.
All right, Drummer now making the switch over towards the Tracer. Fight or so ago. The dude Brig. This is a pretty scary prospect. The meteor strike.
Wow, look at Mexico is running away with
Colombia ain't
this.
getting up after that one. That's gonna hurt in the morning.
The meteor strike was massive. Not even going to be able to build up towards the rally because there's just nobody to attack as everybody falls for Colombia as Mexico's really put it on with this dive comp.
I mean, you are reeling after that play. You're on one end, it's a duplicated Brig who has absolutely no reason to worry about self-preservation, and then from above, the meteor strike. That is disgusting. Dropping here in a Tracer duel against Angel Volato. Super Gomez, pretty good purchase there with that seismic
Wow,
slam,
the
rather,
healing,
but might be
the
caught
healing
here.
is crazy.
Good bionic grenade, but will that be enough? The rally's ticking. Castle, though, is durable enough not to worry about the anti-kill. And now a Nano being handed over to the Brig. That's a scary prospect indeed. Sopa wants to surge ahead here, but realizes that duration is ticking down and wants to stay in a position to benefit the rest of the team. 99 plays 0, and there's a rally up for Colombia. They're going to pop it straight away, and you need to be
There's
looking
no
out for
way.
the tactical
Okay, I was about to
in
say,
this
there's
fight.
no way that Ana
Colombia
lives, right?
may not need it, though. Getting rid of
That's a
Chocolate
good one. Colombia
and they'll
needed to
finally
win that
have a
team
chance on the
fight.
point.
A tremendous job
They
from the
needed to
supports
win that
of
team fight badly.
Colombia. Mixie and Hug, they keep Super Gomez alive. You even saw in his player cam, he was like shocked he was alive. He was like, wait, what? So he ends up on the ground. He's bioed for a little bit. He power blocks, like gets the nano. I mean, just tremendous stuff, able to keep him up. He falls there. I mean, that is map in favor of Mexico's Colombia now with some signs
still
of
think
life. You have the
Mexico
sack
wins
visor
this
here up on the high ground.
They only need to win one team
Just with
fight.
attack
Colombia only has
here,
visor.
getting
Almost.
Troblux out of the fight would be crucial. But look at the pressure on the soldier. They go for the ultimate anyway. They're going to find the kill. Bionic grenade came in towards the back line of Colombia, but Cersei unperturbed. And that'll be enough. The one kill, it's going to have to be enough for now. Cersei still has a lot of room
It
to
still
breathe.
doesn't matter, I
Mexico
think.
may have a
They're
crack
going
at
to
this
have
with
what,
4.
chat?
So you've lost Mixby here for Colombia, so that's like your largest source of healing out of the way. If you're Colombia, you gotta just sustain on through this for the next little bit. Yeah, this really goes. Wait, where did Drummer go?
Oh,
Hug was able to
he
turn the shield
lived.
just in time, Drummer. I don't know. I don't know what happened to the Tracer. That's not ideal. Colombia not going to have to work.
Wait, they flipped the
without
point. They flipped the
Tracer.
point. Colombia has to touch.
There's a lot of pressure here. The Bionic grenade came in, but they're able to get to safety just in time. Castle now needs to respect it. Good recall timing there from Drummer. That would have been another early elimination as the focusing beam just came in from Chobolux. Super Gomez, mutual knockdown here. Another one.
Oh.
Pressure is pretty scary, but oh my goodness, I don't think Super Gomez intended to fight Angel Volato with that. They just walked into a random seismic slam.
That is,
What a huge turnaround here for
that
Colombia.
was,
They're gonna be able to stay
I don't
in the
play
fight.
Doomfist, so that was actually pretty cool. Going up in the air like that to,
Okay, so
to hit
Colombia
back out. That's
will end up staying in the fight. They're going to
clean,
flip
dude.
this. But Mexico did end up flipping the point back towards themselves. So like all of this, which could have been like percentage and whatnot for Colombia, could have got them probably up close to winning the game.
Colombia's C9ing there.
Not
worked
earning
out in
anything,
the end,
maybe
but they
because
didn't get
Mexico
any
had flipped the
percentage.
points. So Mexico
That could have been
pretty
probably last fight,
fortunate there for
and they
that
would
to
have
be able
won.
to happen. They have a rally and a nano coming in.
I don't know.
and
Mexico.
they're in
Oh,
a
both teams have
fantastic
ults coming
spot
up,
to
but
maybe
Team
flip
Mexico,
this.
bro. 5
Bombs
ults
up for both
almost.
sides. Angel Volato deploys his. No good again. An easy Brig kill would have been great. But shield too strong. Castle in deep trouble. Great Bionic grenade response there from Mixby and the rally with that extra durability. Sopa pops theirs as well, but this is dangerous territory for Mexico to be in. Power that is brought
5
down.
ults, bro.
Colombia
5
might be able to make
ults.
a big old comeback here after being at
5
0%
ults.
for so much of the round. Trobolux out of dupe. Cersei able to survive the sticky bombs and drop into the bionic
5
field.
ults.
That is going to hurt in the morning. We had a pause called in the final second. That can't be real.
There was a pause at the last fight? What?
Certain that we had a resolution of the round.
Wait, what?
And a pause is still called, I think, by somebody. So glad this is
99
happening.
to
Okay,
98% pause.
probably
That
touch
that
here,
threw off the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
game,
overtime.
probably.
Love to see that. Tactical advice here from Cersei, though. Definitely wants to
they're
try
trying
and
to
end
get
this
the face
now, but there are no targets.
Oh, nice Helix.
Anything but a target-rich environment, but look at that Helix rocket at the feet of
I'd be
Angel
pissed.
Velato.
If I was Angel Velato, I'd be
Come
pissed
back
right
from
now
this
that
one.
we
No
had a
support
pause.
Optimus to work with. Trobolux
Yeah.
coming to the point and the Soldier just
Poor Team Mexico.
for the mobility, if anything else. And it's yeah, it's a tough one.
Cersei.
You're walking up to the gallows if you're Mexico after that pause because you know
He's
exactly
cleaning up.
what the writing on the wall says. Big comeback for Colombia there on downtown, even though they teased us with it a little bit.
Yeah,
That's like
they're
the first
not-
map.
The Reinhardt base comp with the Symmetra, it's like, yeah, like in theory, like, yeah, we can probably do it, but, you know, you have to execute it really perfectly to be able to beat some of these comps where Mexico will come out with double sniper here, so this will
This
be
is what I
an
think
interesting
every team
look.
should be playing. Double sniper,
double
but Colombia's
sniper
running the
feels like a kind of
the
comp
brawl
that's
comp in
been
that
like
room.
gone for a while. I just don't think it has like damage output to be able to burst some of these targets down.
And that might be the issue here as well. We see the switch over towards the Sojourn here. Angel Velato and Trobolux is actually managed to find his way to the back line. This is
over the
extremely
roof.
risky. But again, being able to outposition a Sigma, a poke composition is a huge part of the win condition when trying to, you know, break the powerful poke elements of it up into more manageable pieces. But, I mean, you had a
Still on the
Lucio
first
here
point.
for the
That- I
defenders.
mean, yeah, but look, their Hanzo is all the way at point 2. I mean, if you're Colombia, just
what's
leave him there and go.
Trobolux
Yeah, like
doing
mix
all the
and
way
just
in the
look
back
back
line?
and check
What?
and just push and just bully them.
How did he
right?
get there?
And that's how much flexibility this Lucio setup gives you. It's actually going to be a trade, though. Hysteria goes down. So Sigma out of the picture now for the attackers means that Super Gomez can sort of lean into this a little bit more. Trobolux does nothing for
just
the last
leaving him
20
there.
seconds and then gets kinetic grasp. Much of that damage is being shut down. There's an accretion here, and eventually Colombia come home to roost and deal with the problem of the Hanzo. They made the right choice, but they have a Lucio in this setup, right? So you can be flexible in that regard.
You have somebody turn, kind of mark that Hanzo, push him away, right? You know, Mixfy gets right up in his face, pushes him really far out. Then just speed around the corner and take a 5v4.
Here comes the Gravitic Flux here from Mexico. Great wall there. Really makes it impossible to follow up on the players that are held aloft, and the Immortality field is very straightforward for Colombia. Do they shrug off that ultimate? Yes, they give up a little bit of ground here, but Mexico's next power play involves this amplification matrix.
Oh, it's a nice May wall there, though, from Cersei, and that's going to be a sound barrier. Colombia wants to go.
That's two fantastic May walls that shut down big ultimates on
Bro,
the side
that May-
of Mexico. It doesn't look like much, right?
Colombia
the May wall doesn't
is
always
rolling
sort of blow
right
your socks
now,
off in
dude.
terms of its impact in the fight. But first, Cersei shuts down the follow-up on players held aloft inside the Gravitic Flux, and then, of course, it blocks off that amp matrix. Great play from the May.
Gotta go get Drummer back in the fight. Squirt the Presidente back in. So Bastion will have the artillery here for this
Is
next
that the
fight.
Cersei that's always,
Dude,
like,
you're in a
in
great
range
spot
games
for
playing May?
Colombia, right? You're gonna have everything outside of beat here. I feel like you're in complete control, able
Yes?
to, you know, dominate this
Oh, okay.
corner. What do you got? Transcendence here, probably for Flux coming up.
He's so annoying
I
to play
mean,
against. He
yeah,
has a
you
really
want to
good
be
May.
inside the Flux. If you're not in it, things can get a little awkward. All right, here comes the Bastion ult from Drummer. Into the Gravitic Flux, excuse me, there, from Super Gomez. Kind of caught there by the Bastion ult, so perhaps they were just held in place. Angel Velato finally, though, turning up here. It's going to be an overclock that yields 2 kills. Blizzard was committed to the fight as well by Mexico, and they come
Bro,
out second
Colombia-
best after
Colombia's
spending so
looking
much.
really
You
strong
can't
right
be
now.
feeling good with less than a minute on the clock.
I'm actually really
I
excited
like,
for
you know,
Colombia
I
after
love
they
how we
played
have the
South
player
Korea.
cams and everybody on LED. You get to see some stuff where, you know, we're on with Drummer for a little bit, and he's, you know, looking over, and he's looking over at Super Gomez's screen where he's going to flux and know exactly where to drop that artillery right on
That
top.
is the
And
one cool thing
now you have Paul
about
go over and play
plans.
the Lucio
You can look
here. Just
over
get
at your
back in the fight.
teammate's
You already
screen
end
and
up
just,
using
like,
that Transcendence, so
see
maybe
where
get
they
a little
are.
bit more speed in the mix.
You know, one more fight. That's it. Immortality field already down. Hysteria is going to be hit by the accretion. They do get Drummer at the very least here. Can you keep Super Gomez healed up enough before he drops down? The answer is yes, but you don't have an Immortality field from Colombia. You take a ton of damage. Your Baptiste is desperately trying to work to keep
Come
you
on,
alive,
Mexico.
but
Cat
eventually...
first point, man. Cat first
Great
point.
Flux
Yes.
is going to give Mexico a window into the rest of this map.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, it looks like a plot. They had a really nice boop there on the Super Gomez.
I would have felt
him
so
back
bad if
towards
Mexico got full health.
Team Mexico. They're able to finish him off as Mexico barely gets over the line, though. Pretty good defense there from Colombia on point A.
Yeah, I mean, it just falls apart. Maybe, like, I think it was an early immortality field from Hug because there was a fair bit of brawling going on in the front line. Maybe, like, they aren't tracking a Sigma ultimate from Hysteria there. I mean, you really want to have that available. I think Hug does a great job at actually direct hitting Super Gomez when he's in the flux to keep him above 50%, but just too much damage coming in after the fact here. So, Colombia now set their feet behind this Amp Matrix, Matt.
And I was going to say, you knew you could go with Amp Matrix there because you got the Mei walls out, right? Both teams end up using the Mei wall. It's actually really nice use of the kinetic grasp there from Hysteria, actually. Like, use it like over towards the side, ends up keeping the Mei alive.
You got to back away from that Amp Matrix here if you're Colombia. Yours doesn't quite pay off. Both teams able to avoid them here, but ultimately it's Mexico gaining ground. Cersei, after such a fantastic start, gets called
They do have the mail, and Cersei's actually down. This could be a really, this is a good choke to use the mail too. That's big. That's big. That is huge. That is huge. Hey, after Mexico almost got full health, they're doing really well.
To set things up
for
still
almost got 3 ults, but they gotta watch out for Colombia. Colombia has
Mexico
4.
finding some signs of life here. And really, it's once they went over and brought the Lucio back in, right? Had that speed, close the gap. Really, if you survive... So the thing is like, Colombia has an advantage in terms of, like, a highest potential damage output, right? You would say, with the Bastion inside of, Wheels mode. If Bastion is out of that, right? Then the damage output actually probably sways over more towards Mexico to about even. Where if you can survive this, right? Like, this is great, right? For Mexico. Drummer uses that early, and then now maybe you can engage.
Down barrier here for Mexico. Colombia holding on to theirs maybe until a more opportune moment, and this is it. Hundo doesn't benefit from it still. Able to stay alive with that immortality field, but Angel Volado has a shooting range at their disposal. Only the 1 kill, though, for Mexico, and again, this aggressive wraparound by DPS is going to fizzle. Angel Volado might not want to hang around, and they choose not to.
I feel like Mexico should have been winning dry fight, but I mean, at least they got 4 outside of
Jumps
Colombia.
off the side, yeah, extremely dramatic. No fall damage, so you think you would live that, but you know,
crazy. Like,
got to be lore reasons.
I mean, trying to record those voice lines must be really tiring. That just occurred to me. You know?
All right, we need you to scream like you're falling from a 100-foot building again.
We've had enough of that from me over the last 6 years.
I mean, that's every other fight. They got a lot of footage on you.
And Matrix, the receipts have been kept. And Matrix here up and available for Momo. The substitution coming in for Mexico. Paulette, they have been moved on to Lucio. So there's a question maybe of Mexico thinking they didn't need Lucio, or we didn't
huge
worry too
on
much
Lucio
about
as well.
Yep. Drummer here from the high ground, that'll pressure that Sigma barrier away, further slowing up Mexico. We're again under 1 minute. Colombia have done a really good job in these last couple of fights, being able to stave off the attackers, but they don't have any ultimates to work with right now. I know Cersei's desperately trying to accrue another blizzard, but there may not be enough time here. Look at the damage from Super Gomez, and well, Drummer couldn't get inside the immortality field at all. Super Gomez, though, good kinetic grasp that's going to be able to keep them up a little bit longer. It's enough time for Cersei to try to deploy the blizzard. They fall after the fact, though.
That's a huge mail. Oh my god.
Caught in the blizzard, and then the gravitic flux comes down. Hysteria takes an absolute battering. 2 versus 3. Will it be enough? Drummer's going to be burned down, and Hugner
They need
comes
to kill
to
the
the point
Kiri.
on the
They need to kill the Kiri.
1 versus 2 won't get it done, and Mexico looking to squeak in. Cersei's back at the point on the Reaper guy, but
There's
no chance
no
to touch there as the
way,
Bastion ultimate
bro.
came through. Very close conclusion to that push, but Mexico get home.
Yeah, I actually thought, no, Mexico, I mean, they come up super clutch,
I thought
right?
Colombia was going to win
does a
when they
great
had
job
4
on that
people in the mail and they
first point.
fluxed it.
And then they really just kind of, once they're able to get that, they do a nice job completing the rest
then again,
of the map.
J3's
So
predictions actually
now
coming
ball
right.
in Colombia's court here to try and answer. Typically we do see teams get stalled out there at the end of this map. So
and it's crazy. Mexico
can be a
almost got full
pretty
health,
dangerous
and they just did
situation
all
here
that.
for Colombia.
They're having time to spare after that push. Pretty impressive stuff there from Mexico. Again, like a 2 versus 3. Blizzard in a gravitic flux any other day would be absolutely devastating. We got to hand it to Angel Volado being there on the Bastion to seal the deal. Love that. Really been a competitive series so far.
Oh, yeah.
But now Mexico have to convert on a really nice attack here to push us to a third.
I mean, this is what World Cup's about, right? You get all these awesome, like, close matchups. Take a look at this here at the end.
But this was actually disgusting tracking. That was
when you
nasty.
say
Look at this guy.
passion is strong, this is why.
Remember when we were doing a
here comes the Reaper guy
the Reaper
towards the
didn't
end.
have
It already
fade
used the Wraith form to get out of the spawn. Nothing you can do there.
Yeah, it's like impossible for Drummer to stall. I think they have to use all 3 blinks to get to the point. So Angel
Wait, what
just
happened? Jay just started touching his
blows
settings
them
and
up
messed it all up. What did I mess up? You guys...
All right.
I just have
Well,
my mic
could've
not
gone
as
either way,
close
I'll
to
be
me
honest
because
with
I'm
you.
eating.
Colombia now must finish the map as well and take us to some extra innings. Composition rise. We actually have a mirror now. Bastions from both teams. Maywall thrown up here to try and cut Angel Volado's potential DPS output. And it does put Colombia at an advantage here. They get rid of that immortality field, and Overwatch has fallen. Angel Volado not in a position to put any pressure back.
Hey, you know, Angel Volado did a really nice job. We caught in that replay there towards the end with the Bastion grenade. Not to just kind of like get it eaten by that kinetic grasp of Super Gomez, just kind of throws it to the side and kills him with the splash damage. That time you saw it from Mexico's POV, the splash damage that comes in from Drummer's grenade. I mean, just send like a few of them underneath the bridge up into the sky and chunks their HP, and they all crumble after that.
All right. Good stuff from Colombia there. The main wall pretty devastating for Angel Volado, but this time they just go straight on through it. Immortality field to keep the Bastion standing. Nicely done by Momo. There are a lot of healing to be done in those last couple of moments, and Cersei just gets caught. We might just see Colombia, completely reset here after losing the May.
Yeah, you don't have that May wall to block some of that damage. Almost like there's a second shield. Yeah, this is it's a death reset here. Everybody.
Well, it feels like this is why Lucio is important, even though you are playing a poke composition. You maybe don't think about mobility so much when you're defending with a Sigma setup, but being able to chase like that, get that extra ult charge, and also get some stagger is pretty crucial.
Well, if you have no shield, you have no May wall, right? No kinetic grasp. Like, you need something to, you know, kite some of the damage, right? Especially if they're kind of engaging with a speed boost. Yeah.
Hysteria really reluctant to get this high ground up, and this is why. Gravitic Flux comes in. Oh, this is going to be a killer mix for you. They couldn't do much about that one. They would have dropped and died either way. Hysteria now surrounded, though. The Blizzard may be unexpected. Cersei deploys it, but Hysteria is still able to find a kill on the make here. This is going horribly wrong.
Wait, the bad
Colombia
was floating for so long. Did you guys see that?
Get repelled.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge sound barrier there that comes in there.
Putting them back in their spawn.
Got a really nice map there on the Lucio. Landing that sound barrier, pushing on up is, yeah, I mean, this is not going well for Colombia, right? And now you come back, what? You have a flux, but you have the immortality field to kind of like live through that.
That's a big nail. That is a big nail.
Wall thrown up. I see the idea behind this. Nothing. I mean, again, when Colombia spends,
a big
good money after bad by throwing that Blizzard into what ended up being a lost fight, you just have the advantage.
If Colombia did not go in that room, it would have been a little better if they just checked it. But
and I like, even if Mexico loses this, they're in a great spot, right? In terms of like this next fight. So, you lose. That's pretty rough. Because you can, in theory, right, if you were evenly matched, you can play close up and force some of these ultimates out. Now, look at Colombia. I mean, they know they have a player advantage. They're going to try and push that pace where you can't play as close as spawn or force these ultimates out. That's a huge pick.
Not just player advantage here. They have that sound barrier edge over Mexico coming into this next fight. And if Super Gomez can land a big flux, it's going to be all over. That's a devastating pick off there. Mixby just firing into the void and finding a key elimination. Here comes the flux. Super Gomez playing safe because they know there's an Amp Matrix in play. Kinetic Grass comes up and have a look at the overshield that they got. A lot of damage mitigated there. We still need to convert. The plane needs to be landed here. Troblux comes out of Ice Block and takes damage from both the Sigma and the May simultaneously. Super Gomez wants to try and limit the effectiveness of the Bastion on the high ground. Angel Volado's getting so much done. Eventually they have to try and drop. Get closer. They give up the point.
Oh, and it looks like actually got stunned out of the flux there potentially as Hysteria went for that. So it looks like Super Gomez actually nailed him with
a good hold, though. That was a good hold.
I think if you actually land that flux, you probably consider using sound barrier there and fighting that. That would have been a large chunk of damage. Maybe you get a kill or two off of that. Really nice play there by Super Gomez.
Wait, what is this guy doing? What is he doing?
Colombia, they're finding opening. With that kill from Mixby, had that not happened, there's still a distinct ultimate advantage, but things don't always follow that kind of rhyme or reason in this game. Ooh, okay, big chunk of damage there on Cersei. I think that was the tactical grenade coming in. I like this. Okay, Super Gomez trying to get an accretion hit to lock people inside the effective radius of a Bastion ultimate. The Blizzard, though, is more than enough. Hysteria was well extended onto the card here. Colombia paving the way to be really competitive here on Circuit Royal.
Yeah, even with the sound barrier there, you're not able to keep
They have another recontest.
Hysteria up. As
hard
now
to get out, though.
Colombia pushing forward. Now they have Angel Volato here, potentially able to finish off this kill. Smart though by Super Gomez, doesn't want to get like baited in, right? You know, go a little bit farther forward and then get taken out. It's going to be the second checkpoint. You have a few players trying to get there towards the contest, and now you're going to have some staggers.
The only ultimate you had at the time was Ant Matrix. Hub pops that as soon as they build it up.
Oh, he's staggering.
Instantly, Angel Volato gets blown to smithereens. There's no time for Mexico to respond to that because they're already throwing themselves bodily at the card. 2 minutes 44 to work with. Now, how good are Colombia? How good are they, rather, at taking that high ground position with the window right here? If they can maintain this control and also get
Mexico
push,
know?
they're in great shape.
I mean, look at where Angel Volato and Hysteria are. You think they know? I mean, it does not look like it.
Do we get two? Does Trobolux get caught in that? Unclear. Momo, though, gonna have to go for a immortality fill, but still gonna get taken out. They went for an Ant Matrix as well.
They're trading backlines.
Hysteria at the very least, they're trying to find 2 quick kills, and the Blizzard thrown to the point might not be worthwhile here.
Went in there to
Hysteria really
protect
just
his
stalling.
teammate.
Super Gomez has to wait for the grasp to expire. Eventually, so will Hysteria. You've bought some time, but you spent huge ultimates, Momo. You're partying with that
you bought 20 seconds. I mean, it's not like you bought like, you know, it's not like you bought like a minute there. I mean, 20 seconds.
Yeah, I
mean,
don't
that's
know about
not
that
a huge amount of time. Hysteria and Angel Blood, I don't think had any idea that they had wrapped all the way out to that window already. I think they had no clue because they turn the corner and they go to challenge the card and there's like nobody there.
Trobolux here, having switched to the Genji, hoping to put some more pressure on Drummer, who's starting to become a real issue. Sound Murray coming out in response there. A lot of respect for the ultimate from Angel Volato, but meanwhile, Cersei trying to walk it in. Hysteria is so low, but caught Super Gomez inside the Gravitic Flux. Ice Block won't be enough for Cersei. Buys a little bit of time, but still Colombia will be repelled with a minute 20 left to play.
Yeah, you just jump off the side here near Colombia. You come back.
But Colombia has 3 ults.
Here potentially, you know, artillery strike. You could kind of combo those.
You
can maybe even
get his blade.
Use an Ant Matrix there to get some extra passion damage, like force players around the corner. You just need to get this fight over with fast. You can't allow, you know, too much time here to let the payload creep backwards. You can actually get it in a position where if you take this fight fast and, you know, win it, you can actually probably, you know, score and win the game off of this.
Can Cersei guarantee a powerful Blizzard?
Oh, they have blade. They have blade, Chad. They don't have
really have a slim lead either way. Trobolux here. Not
they
really
need transcendence, but they don't have transcendence, bro.
From Cersei, but Hysteria fell in that fight. Out of
no way, no way.
Northmo, by the way.
They used 3 ults, bro. That's bad.
Set themselves up to win the map outright.
And now they're going to have transcendence for the last fight.
Transcendence here coming up, and there's
probably
nothing on the other side. So you're going to be really healthy if you're Mexico with an opportunity. Send it to a final map.
Oh, you're good.
Pretty key Dragon Blade there. Momo, though, now showing us why they were subbed in. Huge moment from them. Mix is out of the picture. Your Lucio was gone, and your ability to swarm over the card has now been diminished significantly.
Is that Meg? That is Megatron. Yes, yep, there you go. Basically, and they didn't even get to use their flux.
Mexico even up the series,
crazy.
making this interesting.
That's the volume.
Just as we were hinted at after seeing the gameplay in map 1.
I think Sombra's like kind of fallen out of favor as Winston has, just because of the damage output of
I'm so excited
Bastion.
for those skins.
It's not as easy to escape as Sombra anymore. As both teams come out with that mirror matchup. So we're gonna see this Sigma Bastion
the one
battle
thing I
yet
really
again.
don't like are mirror matchups, but we don't see a lot of them right now. So I'm actually kind of fine
Sigma
with it.
definitely the safest pick, one of the most robust.
Plus, Cersei's a really good
picks in the tank roll you can make right
so
now. Cersei maybe not ready for all the damage coming in from Angel.
A lot of these
very
players
early ice block force, but mixed with a crucial environmental kill. Unfortunately, it's going to take a lot more than that. Trobolux is able to find 2 quick kills, make it 3. And Mexico picking up where they left off. Super Gomez denied a kill on
I told you guys, Mexico's coming back.
I mean,
They might have lost the call, but they're coming back. Wait, what are you doing?
Aggressive, I would say, and pushed right on in. And Mexico was more than keen for the battle as the few big kills early on. The kill on the Cersei's huge, right? Getting the Mei out of the equation. Mei just so much survivability for herself and the rest of the team. And
100%
They'll get that bot moving. Is gonna get these fights
a little bit true.
It kind of depends, right? Like, look at this, wrapping all the way around. Like, this fight goes pretty fast. Mexico has a chance of taking checkpoint.
Wait, no, you didn't.
I don't have from Colombia responding very quickly with that main wall of their own as both teams actually pull back after expending their immortality
That's a
fields.
fast win now. Oh my god, Momo, that was a fast win now. And they also have a fast beat.
And they do just in time. Enough time for Mixed Feed to get a sound barrier in play. Palette, they're a little further behind in terms of that old charge here, but this sound barrier might go for nothing. If Colombia can't pick themselves up off the floor in this small room,
that's
a big
huge.
gravitic flux potentially there from Hysteria.
Wow.
Drop Cersei was below half when they hit the ground, and that immortality field was tantalizingly out of reach. Drama able to find 2, that's important. Hug now on the back foot though, and that May wall makes it so hard to help out with Super Gomez. They're still able to hang on though and get rid of May. Now backed up by Hug, Super Gomez should be able to hold their ground.
Hysteria's still here, still holding on. As they find one. If this could say, if you could have kept Hysteria alive, you had some players coming off the respawn, maybe you consider beating there. You're able to make that a little bit more interesting. But a decent first push
was crazy.
Of the barricade there for Mexico, 27 meters.
Might be a little bit of a rivalry brewing here between Palette and Mixfeet. Both Lucio players have been gunning for each other in those previous fights after Palette is sent careening off the map for that environmental kill in that first fight. Crucially, Palette, they had the sound barrier in play. Here's a gravitic flux from Super Gomez. You pop inside the small room. Okay, you've got the sound barrier comes out here. Great response. Palette holding it just in time. You're caught inside. Bastion ultimate. A cannon barrage knocks you down. And Colombia now starting to get out in front.
Oh, I mean, that is huge there for Colombia as they're going to take the lead. And not only are they going to take the lead, a few staggers here, stagger on the Momo there towards the end. You're going to get this first checkpoint potentially. That is huge there for Colombia. Big gravitic flux from Super Gomez.
Combo is out of control because the gravitic flux comes in. Palette just sound barriers it. Drummer goes, okay, I'm going to send 3 mortars into the same spot inside this flux. Your sound barrier isn't going to matter.
Oh, wait, what?
With miscommunication there, perhaps looks like immortality field deployed for Drummer. They were full
what?
HP at the time. Colombia are going to back away with an air matrix now in play. Drummer still has a cheeky little flank angle, and Mixie has a sound barrier, so you can recover from this, especially if you get rid of Chobolux, and so they do. Mixie just just drops straight back down. I don't think the May is ready for that at all. And a slight blooper, but Colombia's still in a power position.
Yeah, a little bit of a Custa there with the immortality field. Look like just gonna.
It could be worse. It could have been an ultimate.
Yeah,
could have been an ultimate.
Immortality field basically is.
Wow.
But does not matter. It does not impact the fight whatsoever as Colombia gets rolling. Blizzard here coming up. Nothing on the other side. I mean, Colombia's in a spot where they can finish the map.
Blizzard here. Do you bait them into the small room and go for a Blizzard? Yes, you do, Cersei. You're going to drop it down now. It's not
That's
even
big.
up by Hysteria at all.
That is
There
big.
so many players caught in this. There's no way Hysteria can back away from that. There was a kinetic grasp, but Cersei
I need to
cleverly
know who's
makes
like
sure the
calming
Blizzard is
their
past
ultimate.
the
Because
Sigma's
if you call
model
they have May ult
and
and
away
you're
from
running
that
into that.
hitbox.
And now you have that massive combo
Colombia.
yet again, right? You have that
That's fine. I'm
flux
still rooting for Mexico.
plus
Mexico's
the
gonna win.
artillery strike.
They can bring it back. They can bring it. It's
coming
push.
up here in a situation where Mexico may just need to like run on to the barrier,
It's not a
right?
curse, Chad. Stop
Just
saying
any type
curse.
of
I'm not
stall.
cursed.
This has not been close so far. Speculative use here of the
nice
flux of
dodge.
Super
Oh.
Gomez. Oh, there it is again.
Oh, so
Metallica
you're
won't
just
save you because
actually
it is
cursed.
contacted
I'm
by
not.
the
They
mortar
can
strike
still win this.
first.
It's push.
It gets blown up, and then the players trying to shelter under it are
So-
removed. The wombo combo pays off, and now
How do you
Mixie walks into the
consistently
next
root
fight
for the
with a
losers?
sound barrier
It's
available.
just in my blood.
So they're getting ready for Modern Warfare 3. Artillery
No.
strikes coming down. Makes you a sound
They almost have
barrier
beat.
here.
Maybe losers.
Pollock doing
just
a nice
no
job there,
losers.
just staying alive on the outside, trying to build that beat.
Here's that beat coming up now. Air Matrix available for Hug. This is still very scary.
Someone
Look
needs to get
how
on
close
points.
the body is
Someone
in
needs
the
to get
wall.
on
points.
Getting
Go,
forced into the back corner.
Oh my
He's
god.
Vlada going for a defensive mortar
Oh
strike,
my
if I'm not
God.
mistaken, and that is a stunning accretion, catching
Wow.
Hysteria in midair. Hug in position to keep the rest of Colombia topped up now. Drummer might be out of the picture, but Super Gomez is still looking fine.
That's fine. Mexico's gonna win this fight.
Wait.
Palette
Yeah. Momo's
run
got two.
down there. Momo able to find the kill in the end.
Yes.
And finally
They
Colombia
can do this.
slowed up.
They can win.
You can't
It's
get any
fine.
closer to the end of the map, though, and
Imagine
it
if
is
they
a
lose
long...
This would be the
One for the
run
history
back
books.
of all run backs. Is 126 meters
Was it?
for Colombia, but you still got 4 minutes. So still a ton of time available.
They win this.
For Mexico as they go. This is interesting because Mexico goes to a comp. I mean, I
I'll tell you
didn't
guys
think
what.
Genji Tracer,
I'm
right? But
so
they go to a comp that I
positive
thought
that
maybe
Mexico's
going to
win. If they win, chat, I'll get the 100 subs.
Pace with the Doom in the mix.
Oh.
But you guys owe me if
Mexico
Colombia
in
wins.
tube here. Tracer Genji play with the
You're a
Doomfist now.
scammer.
Mexico realizing they cannot hang in a Sigma mirror on this map.
How? I know Mexico's gonna win.
Theory does at least have
I read
that
the
meteor
script.
strike available, but another Cersei Blizzard could really throw a wrinkle in this. Here comes the blade from Chobolux. Can you get purchased? No, the Immortality Field is enough for now. But Hysteria drops on in, gets rid of Drummer. Will be the last one standing now as Colombia once more taken out.
Yeah, and Colombia ends up using their Blizzard there, right? So end up throwing the Blizzard in. Didn't get anything for it. You'll have to have they'll go back and bring Chobolux back into
Is
the
that sound
fight.
the bot passing the check mark?
Yeah, Matrix here
Never
doesn't
even
really
do that.
do
Really?
much for
Never do that.
Mexico in the
Is
sense
it
that like
because
nobody
I
else
have
is
my
really kind
music,
of like
turned off?
firing through it. Besides probably Mo, a little bit of boost and healing resources, but win here and you get this checkpoint. You're kind of
The
back
forward
in it.
spawns, right?
Angel Volado lurking. The pulse bomb here.
I've never
Dude,
actually
there's
heard
no way
Yeah.
Colombia can
It's
lose
low.
this.
Too
I mean,
sound.
Yeah, they get rid of
There's
the
no
Immortality
way.
Field already. The Tracer does have to be respected, but it's a
Nice
gravitic
pulse
flux here.
bomb.
Sick. Over the wall. All right, no
nice
connect
speed.
there. Sound barrier was in play for Mixby. Great response to what could have been a frustrating Tracer ult. Colombia now back in the hot seat.
and here's the brutal part with push in that like
Oh,
Not a
when
bad.
Colombia wins that one fight, it
It's
basically
simply
erases those like 2-3 fights in a row that Mexico had won. Like they're basically starting at scratch, right? It's just extremely punishing, especially now. Right, 2 minutes off the clock from the last time Colombia had control of the bot. As Mexico, you're gonna need to win 3-4 fights in a row to get back to in a spot where you can seriously get that bot over the line.
No flux to guarantee connection with their Bastion ultimate, so Drummer just throws it out. Super Gomez under extreme pressure now, and Hysteria looking extremely healthy. Sound barrier from Paulette. An attempt there, and here is the power of Genji up against the Bastion. Great deflect there. Chobolux just removing Drummer from the equation, and they'll be switching over towards the
you got
Tracer
the-
now.
you got
Going for something a little bit different. Maybe Colombia hybriding up their
come on.
composition to try and deal with this
They just took
dive.
supports out of the fight.
So Mexico will end up winning. So let's try and plot a
Nice.
course
Come
for
on,
Mexico
Mexico.
to come back, right?
Okay.
You're going to get the bot all the way back here. You don't have that first checkpoint here. You're looking at potentially winning a fight
Come on,
off of
Ana.
Nanoblade, right?
Nanoblade.
Potentially.
get a
Ideally,
Nanoblade?
you win it with just the blade, right? You can
we get
kind
a
of
Nanoblade
like
going?
save that
Only
nano.
a minute.
but
They have 4 ults though.
Nanoblade potential here. Okay, get this one out. Get a kill here. This is huge.
Getting Super
Nice.
Gomez first is
Nice.
massive. Extra kills all really just a garnish there for Chobolux. So there's the, now we're plotting, I guess, our course here. That's a
They
big
used
fight win for
Nanoblade
Mexico. They're
though,
only
but
by
now they're
pulse
gonna
for
have
the
8
next
seconds
fight.
of just fast
Yeah,
respawn. They're
and they
already
end up
all
using the meteor strike. It's not like a meteor strike with like a pulse bomb. Maybe slow some players
Okay,
down.
they can
like,
still do this. They have pulse bomb.
interesting
Angel
way
has to
kind of
hit
use
this.
It, but really, if
Okay, Angel, you have to hit this pulse bomb, man.
Gets a pick, but
Hey,
he
Angel,
actually
can we get a
got
pulse
hit
bomb
with
going?
an accretion there.
Hey, can we get a pulse bomb
We're on
going?
that overhead map for just a brief second. It said stunned, so looks like he actually got hit with the
Jay3
accretion. I mean, that is
Oh my
brutal because the
God.
win condition there is to actually have him get a kill with a pulse bomb. Like anybody is good enough. So to not get anything and then have the bot now head back into the other side of the map, that is brutal. Like worst case scenario.
I mean, Colombia has
Everything now
5
for Colombia,
ults,
great
chat,
flux,
in
both support
20
ultimates and a
seconds.
Blizzard to play with. 20 seconds. A very unlikely scenario for Mexico, but this is where the climb begins. If
What a
they want
rock.
to stay alive in this series, good accretion connection on Chobolux, but instantly healed up. Here comes the gravitic flux, and Momo was the only target for that ability. Ana wiped off the face of the earth. Chobolux here, still no blade to work with. Paulette able to definitely avoid the accretion, but you don't have the staying power left if you are this Team Mexico squad. And it's just Paulette attempting to try and stall things out. Some presence maintained over the bot, but not nearly enough. Angel Volado forced to blink away there. No recall available. Hysteria coming in to try and give it a tickle. Cersei wants to move up. Power block here for the Doomfist to buy a bit of extra time. Overtime still being held onto, but Angel Volado's out of blinks. They can't get away. Dryas dies out there for the Tracer.
come on,
And
Chobolux.
Hysteria again.
Wait.
Wants the stall.
Come on, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back.
Hysteria Leaks is able to find the kill on the main, but it's not enough. Here comes the Lucia once more. Paulette attempting to try and stall things out. Some presence maintained over the bot, but not nearly enough. Angel Velado forced to blink away there. No recall available. Hysteria coming in to try and give it a tickle. Cersei wants to move up. Power block here for the Doomfist to buy a bit of extra time. Overtime
Nice
still being held
movement
onto,
by
but Angel
Hysteria.
Velado's out of blinks. They can't get away. Dryest Eyes out there for the Tracer.
Oh, come on,
And
Choblex.
Hysteria again.
Wait.
Wants the stall.
Come on, bring it back,
here
bring
on
it back,
the
bring it
Genji.
back.
Hysteria Leaks is able to find the kill on the May, but it's not enough. Here comes the Lucio once more. Powerlet throws himself
Nice.
at the objective.
That was a good game,
but
though.
it will be Colombia prevailing and moving
That was
on
very
to
close.
take a win here